After a down game and a loss in week 2, we were tied for second place behind the Denver Broncos in the AFC West. Now, as far as the stats, DeMarco Murray led all running backs in rushing with 332 yards, and Matt Forte led all running backs in rushing touchdowns. Now, week 3 led us to Cleveland, where we're going to play the Johnny Manziel-led Browns. As you can see, his stats weren't very good, but we didn't have any room to talk because Derek Carr has been terrible this year. Now, I wanted to mix up the play call a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that we had Marcel Reese show up in the rushing game. I also wanted to make sure that we somehow were able to get Derek Carr comfortable enough, because his stats of 313 yards through 2 games and only 1 touchdown and 1 interception wasn't going to cut it. Now, like you always see in this game mode, for some reason, even though we're a starting running back that's getting 20+ carries a game, we were still running back kicks. And on our first run of the game, we got a nice little gain up the left side of the line. Now, of course, if you were watching the series as well, you know that we like to hit the toss play quite a bit during games. Another change that I made was I upped the quarter length to 8 minutes. And right here, Derek Carr completes the pass to Michael Crabtree, and he gets a nice little gain. If only it was a little faster, he did have some green grass in front of him. He probably could have taken that one for 6, but we'll take the 20 yards after the carry. Right there, he's getting hyped and talking trash to that cornerback. Now, as for Amari Cooper was being guarded by Joe Hayden, so I didn't expect much from him, but I definitely needed Crabtree to really show up in this game. Now, my worry was Derek Carr has not looked good in 2 games. I was impressed there that he went for a medium throw, because he's been dinking and dunking all season. Now, right there, if you look at the right side of your screen, you see that Marcel Reese had a nice little gain up the middle, about 9 yards for a 2nd and 1. He's a pretty beast fullback, probably one of the best in the league. He gets a little more involved too in the passing game, so I'm going to try to find some plays to be able to incorporate that. Right here in 2nd and 1, I see an opening to the right, and I get a nice little gain for the 1st down, but as you can see, we have some laundry on the field. There's a flag down. So even though Derek Carr is getting hyped, anytime you see a flag down on a long run play, yep, that's what it means. It's holding on Menelik Watson. I think that's our right tackle. That's pretty weak. So unfortunately, that nullifies that 1st down. On 2nd and 6, I go for another toss play, and right there, Dante Whitner, I believe, just easily hurdles that horrible blocking attempt from one of our pulling guards. Like, what the hell is this? That's a defensive back, and you're going to dive at his knees? That's something a wide receiver would do. So, of course, athletically, he's going to jump over that and then stuff that play in the backfield. 3rd and 11. Derek Carr waits way too long, throws it at the last minute, and unfortunately, by the time we're able to catch that play, we're practically out of bounds. Just proof that Derek Carr just does not know how to read the pocket pressure and throws the ball too late. But you know, it doesn't matter because we get another holding call, this time on Gabe Jackson. And the Browns are going to go ahead and decline that, and we're going to have to settle for the 3 points. But as you saw this weekend in real life football, a field goal from this long isn't guaranteed, but Sebastian Janikowski drills it down the middle for the 49-yard field goal. We're up 3-0. Now, my worry is, besides that long completion, Derek Carr doesn't really look any better. But after we force the Browns to punt, I'm looking at Amari Cooper, and I want him to do something for us. I can't take it all by myself, but right here, on that 0-1 trap, I get a nice little gain right up the middle. So that puts me at 4 rushes for 14 yards. Not too good so far. Now, the Browns had a pretty good defense. Right there, we ran a read option. I legit thought that I had the ball because the read would call for me to go for it. But, of course, we have Derek Carr at quarterback, and he is terrible in this game. So he really doesn't get much. 3rd and 5 right here. He throws the ball, but the entire time as the ball was in the air, I was trying to turn it upfield, but my momentum took me out of bounds because that's just what Derek Carr does. He couldn't put that in front of me. And as we continued on, looks like Johnny Manziel let the Browns have tied up with a field goal. But guys, right here, the Browns were all over me in the first half. I couldn't go anywhere. I feel like people were always going into the backfield. People were missing blocks. If you notice Marcel Reese right there, he didn't even block a soul. We get bottled up. 3rd and 7. We're going to go call a pass play. And unfortunately, right there, we could not complete the pass. Now, you couldn't see it in the field of vision. But anyway, as we get the ball back shortly after that, after delayed game call, it was 1st and 15. We get a nice little gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 7. I tried to spin. I wasn't able to get it. That's going to lead us to a 3rd and 4. With no passing game, they were just putting way too many people in the box right here. So 3rd and 4, Derek Carr drops back, throws the ball, and he was trying to get it to Amari Cooper, but Joe Hayden breaks it up, and Amari Cooper really can't hang on to that pass. So first time we call upon Amari Cooper, there's nothing he can do for us. Once again, our defense really shows up. We hold the Browns to a 3 and out, and we got the ball inside 2 minutes in the 2nd quarter, right before the half. So after the completion of Lee Smith, it's 2nd and 1, and right there, Derek Carr. I guess that's the reason he's gonna go for, but that could have been an interception. I was draped in coverage, but we'll take the 1st down. 2nd and 10. A completion right there to Michael Crabtree, and really quickly the Browns gonna call a timeout. Or sorry, we're gonna call a timeout. 3rd and 5. I'm going across the field. I'm open. Finally, he throws it, and I don't get the 1st down. And the thing that sucked about me not getting the 1st down, because once again, Derek Carr waits until the last minute to try to complete it to us. But once again, we had to settle for the punt because I couldn't control that. But then, our defense forces a fumble. That's why we get the ball in the red zone on 2nd and 4. I have some green grass. I get a nice completion right there, and I bring it down to the 4-yard line. So right now in the 3rd quarter, the holes are starting to open up. I'm starting to get a little more room. And up until this point, I still don't have a lot on the ground. We go for a passing play. Derek Carr threw, I thought it was going to be intercepted. That was a horrible decision, but you know what? The end game was a touchdown, so I guess I can't really complain, can I? That's going to put us up 10-3, and right here on the replay, you're going to see how dangerous of a throw that was. Right there, the linebacker almost gets the interception, but he goes for the swat instead. We still catch it somehow, keep our concentration. And then we force a 3 and out because Johnny Manziel, I think, is actually worse than Derek Carr. Right here, returning the punt. I stay in bounds. Nice blocks on the return team right there. I almost break that tackle and I bring it up to our own 48-yard line near midfield. So on this ensuing drive, I'm really looking to try to take a commanding 14-point lead. Right there, I have a nice hole. Try to go for the stiff arm, but Dante Whitner with the tackle. Right now, that gives us 10 rushes for 54 yards. So we're averaging 5.4 yards per carry off of the big gains that we've gotten. 1st and 10 later on in the drive. We're going to go for that toss play one more time. Nice blocks right there. And I see green grass, but unfortunately they have an angle for me. And is that a touchdown? I hit the pylon. I think that should have been a touchdown. But the refs don't give it to me. As you can see, 11 carries for 90 yards. Now we're really cooking. We're cooking. Jack Del Rio likes what he sees. So from the 1-yard line, they're going to repay me. They're going to give me the ball. And, ooh, that was close. The call in the field is a touchdown. We're going to have to look at the replay and see if that actually is a touchdown. I don't know what that celebration is right there. I guess I'm going to work. But let's see if I actually made it in. Right there, I get hit by 2 people. I don't really see it on that angle. And, ooh, that was close. That was close. Maybe that was the refs kind of giving it to me since I didn't get it on that last play. As you can see right here, when I start off, I was 5 for 18, but ever since I've had 7 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown, so we've turned around in the 3rd quarter. We get the ball back, and right there, I get hit in the backfield, but my momentum carries me forward. And on 3rd and 2, the very next play, I get just a little seam, and I hit it with speed, and I'm able to get a 1st down. So we got the chew clock in effect. That last play also gets me over 100 yards. I have 102 yards so far and a touchdown. And I don't know if the defense is getting gassed or if the blocking is just getting better. We're getting more confident. But on 1st and 10, I give it to Michael Reese, and he has a nice little carry, even though that was kind of a scary hit there at the end. But Michael Reese, who looks good running the ball, we have to run at the ball more with him. A nice little 2-headed monster we got going, but that was a nasty hit he took to the back at the end there. 2nd and 4. David Carr back to pass. It's a screen play. He just gets, I don't know, happy feet, holds onto the ball, and he takes a sack. Doesn't give it to me on the screen play. So 3rd and 16. You see Jack Del Rio's living. He's yelling at Derek Carr to just throw the fucking ball. 3rd and 16. That was another terrible decision by Derek Carr. It should have been picked off. But fortunately he just bats it down, and Jack Del Rio's getting pissed. And what I hope he's yelling is that I'm going to take you in the goddamn game. Right there, Rob Streeter wasn't even open at all. At all. And if that linebacker would have gone for the pick, that would have been ugly. But right here, it just shows you how terrible the Browns have been the last 3 drives. 2 punts after negative yardage and then a fumble loss. Looks like Jenny Mansell isn't doing anything for him. And right here, sure enough, they're going to have another short drive, and they're going to punt it off to us. Nice punt from their punter. It's funny how the terrible teams always have the really good special teams, right? Usually the terrible teams have like great punters, because if you're out there and you're having to punt a lot, well, then you better earn your money's worth, right? 1st and 10. I'm going to get the ball, and right there. You know what? The other thing is that right side of the line, they're not holding their blocks well. 2nd and 8, we're going to try the other side. We have a little seam there, but they are not threatened whatsoever by Derek Carr. I have to really dig in and find some plays that are really going to work out to him. Maybe some slant plays. Right there, Paul Kruger almost gets to me, but I'm able to use my speed and get the 1st down on 3rd down right there. But I'm going to have to find some plays. If you know any, put in the comment section below of things that can make Derek Carr not be the worst quarterback ever. Once again, we give it to Marcel Reese, and right there gets a nice game. I know Toke Nasty's a Raiders fan. Somebody tweet him and ask him what the hell's up with his quarterback Deacon and Duncan. That's what he did last year. I mean, he had an alright completion percentage, but as you see right there, look at that, 2 stiff arms in a row. I body one person and then I stiff arm the other person for the nice little game. As you can see, last week we had 64 yards on 20 carries. Today, 18 for 139, 7.7 yards per carry. What a great day for us on the ground. And we've been carrying that team on our shoulders. Right here, we're going to try that left side of the line. And once again, right there, you see Marcel Reese with a nice tackle. But let's see what the right side's like. Unfortunately, not much. But you know what? That was more great pursuit from the Browns. That puts us at 20 carries, 150 yards, and 1 touchdown. I know that the 8-minute quarters makes it a little longer. Right there, look at the shiftiness right there. I'm going to try to follow my blocks. Couldn't break that tackle. But the 8-minute quarters does make for longer episodes, but it also, I feel like, makes for slightly more realistic stats. On this day, I have 6 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown. Right there, Derek Carr gives me the ball, and I like the fact that I'm getting more aggressive with the runs on that. 3rd and goal. I'm going out on the flanks, and Derek Carr is unable to complete a pass. Right here, if you look at the replay, Dante Whitner, who's looking like a pretty good safety this game, he's actually having a decent game, is just right there. And I think he's even surprised by Derek Carr's horrible throw. Right there, he forces it into double coverage. And if it weren't for Dante Whitner's horrible hands, that would have been a pick. So we bring Sebastian Janikowski out there to kick the field goal. That puts us up 20-3 with 1:41 left. We're going to kick it off to the Browns. Let's see what they're able to make happen with him. But remember, they have Johnny Mansell. So after a 4 and out, we get the ball back. I almost get hit in the backfield right there after a couple broken tackles. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Only 3-yard gain right there, but that should have been a negative yardage play right there. We get stuck on the next play going to the right. So we're going to try to our left. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, and I actually ran out of balance. Right now, I think we're going to try to run up the score on these guys. So you know what? If I have 4 seconds left, instead of running the play up the middle, we're going to go to that signature toss play, see if we have any luck, even if it's to the right side. Nice pursuit, but even better blocking on that play. So the defense right there gets a lot of confidence, or the offense gets a lot of confidence from that right there. That's going to give us the win. We're going to end up bringing that one home 27-3. The Browns are horrible in this season, though. And I'm still very nervous about our lack of our passing game. In the comment section below, let me know if you're liking the career mode, but also give me some ideas for plays that we can implement into our system so that Derek Carr is not as bad. As right there, you see the highlight on that long run play, which could have been a touchdown, but wasn't given to us. And then right here, we get some amnesty on the next play with the touchdown. Right there, you see that long play by Michael Crabtree, who had a pretty decent game, but I think he only had 2 catches. Now, we called several passing plays for Derek Carr, but he just had horrible decisions. Didn't throw an interception, but he should have had at least 1 interception there. Right here, you're going to see the final stats. So we led on everything except passing yards. The Browns beat us by 2 with 58 passing yards. That is terrible. Right here, you see that Derek Carr, even though had a positive passer rating, he was 9 of 15 for 71 yards, 60% completion rating. But what I want you to see is that yards per attempt, 4.7 yards. We ended up with 25 carries for 180 yards on 7.2 yards per carry and 6 catches for 27 yards. We had 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. So if you started me this week on fantasy, you had a good game. Right here, you see that we lead the NFL now in attempts and in yards, but Matt Forte still has us on average yards per carry. As you can see, the Broncos did win this week, so we are tied for second place with the San Diego Chargers. The Chiefs fall to 1-2. Once again, guys, if you're liking the career mode, which is getting the most love this season, go ahead and drop a like. It really helps. Subscribe if you're new, but most importantly, take care of yourself. Peace. That's why I had confidence downgrading to Earl Thomas and getting the coins, because Earl Thomas is still a pretty good player. And speaking of very good players, right here on Adrian Peterson's first carry, he breaks the tackle and he's off to the races. I almost get caught right there, but I get the long touchdown with Adrian Peterson. So given his struggles in the first... What's up, boys and girls? It's your boy TeK RaJ, and week 4 team of the week is out. I was very interested to see who they picked because a lot of people really went off